Tres.
Hello, we're the team number 4, and we are Bruno de Arellano Méndez and Andrés Centeno Salgado. Okay, so the first model, it is sale price against age. So is the model appropriate? And we concluded that it is appropriate because the age is an important predictor of price and explains the 76.11 of its variability. The model also shows good predictive ability, about 71.33%. However, the significant lack of fit test suggests that the relationship might not be perfectly linear or that some important variables could be missing. Still, the model works and could be improved by adding more variables or exploring nonlinear relationships. Um, Now, the second one is sell price against middle age. Is the model appropriate? And I also consider that the model is adequate because middle is a significant predictor of price and explains the 73.38% of the variability. The lack of fit test is not significant, which supports using a, a linear model. Even though there are a few large residuals, overall the model is reliable for predicting price based on middle. Now, what is a categorical variables in a regression model? So a categorical variable represents groups or categories instead of numerical values. In regression, we usually convert this into dummy variables, 0 or 1, so we can use them in the model. So in our database, uh, we can use condition where 1 means good and 2 means bad. Excellent, 1 means excellent condition, 0 means other, and one owner, where 1 means the car had one previous owner and 0 otherwise.
Okay, for our model, we prefer the adjusted R squared because it adjusts the number of variables in a regression model relative to the size of the sample. This is the formula, and these are the variables we choose in the formula. And the adjusted R squared can increase, decrease, or stay the same depending on whether new predictors improve the model sufficiently, adjusting to the number of predictors relative to the sample size, providing a fair assessment of model quality. So, as we have a multiple regression model and there are variables that don't make a difference in the prediction, it is recommended to use the adjusted R squared determination to obtain the percentage of accuracy of the model. So, for our multiple linear regression model based on age and middle age, we got these graphics. These models showed an adjusted R squared of 87.57 higher than the 71.33% obtained in the simple model with only the age variable. This indicates that incorporating both variables into the model explains a greater proportion of the variability in sales price. Therefore, the model is superior to the simple regression model from previous points.
Great. So now we pass on point C, where basically all we did was fit a multiple linear regression model considering all the values. This is basically the regression equations, and we were asked the question if this model if we consider that this model is superior to the previous ones and why. So basically the answer is yes. This is because this multiple linear regression model includes all relevant variables such as age, mileage, condition, and the owner, which all of these variables help improve the model's accuracy. Since it has a higher R squared and adjusted R squared than the simple models, and most predictors are significant. Great. So after analyzing why this makes it more reliable and realistic for predicting the sales price, we needed to investigate which were or what were the best subsets in Minitab. Basically, what we discovered was that the best subsets in Minitab is probably the most efficient way to identify models that fit the data well using as few predictors as possible, since this helps us find the best combinations of the best combinations of variables for the regression model. And basically, what we found is that the best combination of these variables for predicting the selling price would include the age, the mileage, and some categorical variables. This model is better than the simpler ones because it explains the price a little bit more accurately, as we can see um, on the response with the sales price.
Here are our
Finally,
references. Oh, tell it, Andrés.
Well, here are the references, the overview for the best subsets regression, and the R squared and adjusted R squared explained.
Thank you.